ike mai luna mai e. O nā mea una no e o nā mele. E ho mai, e ho mai, e ho mai, e ho mai, ka ike mai luna mai e. O nā mea una no e o nā mele. E ho mai, e ho mai, e ho mai, e ho mai, ka ike mai luna mai e. O nā mea una no e au o nā mele. E ho mai, e ho mai, e ho mai e.
All kita custom mo culture belong imi round long Pacific. All it derive long one basis mo. Boy mi Pacific Ocean. Mo hemenau emi identity belong imi.
Ground wara na sol wara emi strong bimi. Blow one emi save game kai kai na good place down.
O utua o ni tangata whaiwhaiwa, o ni tangata whaiwhatoanga. O le tause ina o lo whanua, a inga, nuu mai ka lesia, o vaenga umana e iloa i o au o se teine Samoa.
Nanda dui ponua kena ia umbula e nanda matani diva maringeti. E tundonu menda marroa e na kukunra na nanda kawa muri mai.
Ke tau ngawe whakataha o puke puke e tau lea whakawhonua.
I am a Pacific Islander. I stand on the shoulders of warriors, chiefs, and protectors of my clan. I am born to defend my heritage.
Name, home, ancestor, and clan.
Let these be the stars that guide you throughout life's voyage, for no one can claim these from you.
Ia whaanu u tātou I te tau amuri e mea tia tauturu tātou te tahi I te tahi.
As individuals, we are waves. As a community, we are the ocean. Together, we are Oceania.
Yes, Bula Vinaka, warm Pacific greetings to all our listeners who are joining in from different parts of the world, also our friends and families in the Pacific. And I'm glad that some of you are connecting in right now and listening in to this amazing Talanoa program, which I know will benefit all of you, including me. So I've been really excited about this program and this Talanoa session. It's a Monday on the other side of the world, and some of you who follow my program will know that I run a program called the Motivational Monday Talanoa session. So it's a Sunday for us here in Hawaii, but we're here to join you in just sharing information that is related to education and fellowship opportunities that is connected with professional development, opportunities to leave your home and visit Hawaii and have the opportunity to expand your horizon. And so I've been so looking forward to this day. I was mentioning it to my two colleagues here who I will be introducing shortly, that as a previous recipient of a similar scholarship like this many years ago, I'm an advocate for opportunities like this. Whenever there's exchange programs or fellowships or exchange programs, scholarships, any opportunity that will, empower someone, that's something that I go for. Just apply, you never know. Yeah, so education is such a wonderful gift that all of us are bestowed with. And so I hope that most of you that are joining in today, and also some of you who will be joining us later, will use this Talanoa session to empower you. Also, maybe some of you may be planning to travel overseas or come over to Hawaii, or expand your own horizon in terms of academic journey. Go for it. Yeah, you can utilize this platform and this video and this talk story to enable you to take this wonderful step. Yeah, one step forward and to learn about these amazing opportunities that are here at the East-West Center. So I'm not sure how many of you have heard of this organization called East-West Center. I know many of you would, because I know some of us, when we were on the other side of the dateline, we used to receive emails, newsletters and updates and all those amazing documents that they always prepare for all of us. And so instead of reading something, right, instead of going online and holding maybe a newsletter that they send in the mail, you have two amazing individuals right here in front of us. Yeah, so thanks to COVID-19, that has allowed many of us to, be part of this global village that we can all sit in the comfort of your own home, even at work, to listen in for today. So today I would like to welcome two of our guests who are working for the East-West Center here in Honolulu, and they are Dr. Mary Therese Perez Hattori. She's the East-West Center Interim Director of the Pacific Island Development Program. And welcome, Dr. Mary. And also we have Robert Moore, who is the Scholarship Specialist Education, and they both work for the East-West Center in the Pacific Island Development Program, or PIDP in short. So at this moment, welcoming both of them on the program. Bula vinaka, Dr. Mary, and Bula vinaka, Robert.
Bula vinaka, hafade.
Yeah, Bula vinaka, thank you.
Oh, Vinaka Vakalevu, thank you so much for taking the time out from your weekend to spend some time with our friends who are logging in from different parts of the region, some in different parts of the world. So for those of you who are listening in, if you could do me a favor, just type down in the comment section of this live where you're logging in from, because that'll be really nice for all of us to just to know, the geography. I'll be very curious as well. So at least we know where you are saying hello from, and also maybe greet us in your language. Yeah, that'll be really nice. So that's another way to connect with our two guests today. And so maybe just on the background of our Talanoa today, I was really moved and so excited when I saw a flyer that was shared with me last week, which is to do with the US South Pacific Scholarship Program. And the deadline is the 22nd of February. And so I've been sharing it with my friends and my family online. And because I know Dr. Mary, through our work in the University of Hawaii, I sent her a message, and she also follows my program as well. And so I said to her, why don't you come on the program and maybe, share more about this amazing opportunity? And she said yes. And our sister, Dr. Mary, she's from the beautiful island of Guam. So maybe I will pass the microphone to her right now, and then I will pass the mic to Robert after, just so they can introduce themselves to us as to where they're from and what they do at East West Center. Naka Mary.
Naka Hafade, aloha all. As Dr. T said, I'm originally from the island of Guam, a native Chamorro, and currently reside on the island of Oahu and work with Dr. Robert at the East West Center. I serve as interim director of the Pacific Islands Development Program. And, the East West Center was built in 1960. What I love about the center is that its history is speaks so well of the place where we live right now. US Congress created the center to promote better relations and understanding between the United States and the nations of Asia and the Pacific. And the goal is to do that, to promote better relations through cooperative study, training, and research. And so that's really at the heart of everything we do as a native Chamorro. One of our core values is what we call Inafa Maulik, to make good, to live right. We prioritize social harmony above all else. And the vision behind the work of the East West Center is that we all advance a peaceful, prosperous, and just Asia Pacific region. And that's really, it really resonates strongly with me as a native of Oceania. And that is at the core of what folks like Dr. Robert do, and at the core of all of those who support these scholarship programs and other training programs, which we'll talk about a little more. Within the East West Center, I work for the Pacific Islands Development Program. And Dr. T, perhaps we can talk more about that, share more about that and our opportunities in a later session. But in a nutshell, the Pacific Islands Development Program is a Pacific-focused organization within the East West Center. We were created in 1980 by the members of the Pacific Islands Conference of Leaders. So these are the heads of 20 island nations, territories, and the state of Hawaii. We are the secretariat of the Pacific Islands Conference of Leaders, and it is one of the most inclusive regional bodies in Oceania. And we're very proud and honored to serve as secretariat. And lastly, we are a member of the Council of Regional Organizations of the Pacific. We are a founding member, and there are 9 organizations right now, including organizations such as the Pacific Aviation Safety Office, Forum Fisheries Agency, organizations many of you are very well connected to and familiar with: SPC, SPREP, and Pacific Tourism, and of course, USP, University of the South Pacific, and the Pacific Islands Forum Secretariat. So we serve as, we are a founding member, but we are also the only crop agency in this part of the Pacific, in the North Pacific, and in the United States. So we are really a bridge between Oceania and the United States and her allies, and a bridge for all of the people like me and Dr. T, the diaspora Pacific Islanders. We serve as the bridge for all of us so that our voices can be heard in these regional bodies. I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Mary, for that lovely introduction. Yeah, for those of you who are logging in, Vinaka Vakalevu, Malo, Pito, Fafetai, Telelava, for joining in from different parts of the Pacific. So please share this video link to those of your colleagues from different parts of the Pacific region to listen in, because this is a very important program that talks about this very special scholarship and a few other fellowships that we'll be discussing today. It's the U.S. South Pacific Scholarship Program, which is due next week on the 22nd of February. So Vinaka Vakale for joining in. So thank you, Dr. Mary. So now we're going to go to Dr. Robert. If you can just introduce yourself, where you're from, and also the work that you do at the East West Center. Mahalo.
Yes. Oh, it's great to be here, and thank you very much for inviting me, Dr. T. I'm very happy to share about the U.S. South Pacific Scholarship Program. My name is Robert Moore. I'm based on Oahu and have been here since 2016. Similar to Dr. T, I was brought here on a scholarship program to study at the University of Hawaii. And I was able to participate in the community, both at the university and the East West Center, and the island in a broader sense. And it's just been an incredibly enriching time here, being able to study first and improve my own knowledge at the university for a PhD in business, and then to be able to take that and apply to increasing and developing and allowing access for others to be able to study in a similar way. I think the East West Center and the university are a great place for doing that, and with these opportunities, hopefully, maybe inspiring to you all listening in. My parents are on the mainland U.S. In Texas, and prior to arriving on Oahu, I was working in universities in the Middle East with a similar mission to help provide quality higher education opportunities to students in places that that have been disadvantaged by current events and other circumstances that aren't their fault. And so again, this idea of providing quality education in places where to people who can really take advantage of is absolutely the what I like to do and what we're doing here at the East West Center.
Thank you so much, Dr. Robert. And it's lovely to hear those words that you mentioned, quality higher education opportunities. And it's lovely to know that you went through the same pathway, so to speak, in terms of being, a recipient of these scholarships or opportunities of these fellowships. And you're absolutely right. When we go through those kind of opportunities, it's kind of a natural, I think, reaction to it is in which we're like, oh, I really enjoyed this. Maybe I can help others. I can help others who are coming after me, to also, join in this journey. So I'm glad to hear that. And interesting that you were there in the Middle East. Which part exactly, Dr. Robert?
Yes, I worked for 2.5 years at the American University of Iraq in Suleimani, Iraq, in the northeastern Kurdistan region. And then for a year at the American International School of Muscat, Oman, on the Arabian Peninsula. And that was a middle school and high school, so secondary school level there. And then at a university in Saudi Arabia for a year.
Wow. Look at that. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that as well, Dr. Robert. And Dr. Mary, what other institutions were you part of before taking on the role as interim director at the East West Center?
Great question. Actually, I preceded Dr. Robert as the USST scholarship coordinator for about a year. And then prior to that, I worked for Chaminade University of Honolulu, a small private Catholic school here in Honolulu. It's right next door to us here at the East West Center. And They have a campus in the Federated States of Micronesia and have some great courses or associates in educational degrees there in the Federated States of Micronesia. They have a very large proportion of students who are from the Pacific Islands, great student club as well, and great programs in environmental science for the Pacific and data science as well. So Chaminade University, that might be something that your viewers want to look at as well. They have some good summer institutes. And then I am affiliate graduate faculty with the College of Education here at the University of Hawaii at Manoa in our educational doctorate in professional educational practice. That's a 3-year cohort program focused on problems of practice in education across the spectrum, not just in schools, but community education as well. And so that's another program if you're looking for a practical applied program. We use indigenous research methodologies. Quite a few Pacific Islanders have come through that program, and it is squarely focused on, and this is true of our USSP programs, we are squarely focused on increasing capacity in Oceania by having students work together in cohorts or in multicultural groups. But all with this understanding that we are the sense of purpose and service back to home country. I'm also affiliated with the Center for Pacific Island Studies and affiliate faculty there in their both their bachelor's and master's programs. Several USSP scholars are have gone through that program. So you might want to look at the Center for Pacific Island Studies. They have a lot of workshops as well. So outside of degrees, so as Dr. T has said, there are many, many ways to learn and develop yourself. USSP is a wonderful opportunity, but for those of you who are not yet ready for either the bachelor's or the master's, or if you're looking for a doctorate program, there's so many avenues here in Hawaii. We're also doing a lot more in terms of climate science and data science from an indigenous perspective. We have a great indigenous political science program as well.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mary, for highlighting those. I love the opportunity to learn as a cohort. It's a wonderful way that after the course is finished, the network is still there, which I think is what East West Center is all about, to build better relations between the Asia and Pacific. And of course, you know, Hawaii is right there in the middle, and what a wonderful way to bridge, you know, the region and also the support of the United States. So welcome again for those of you who are logging in. Just now, I think I can see friends logging in from Kiribati, Kamna Maori, Vula Mbulavinaka, friends from Fiji. I think I also saw Cook Islands, Mbulavinaka, Keorana, beautiful. Also from Vanuatu, Vinaka Vakalevu. So yeah, so share this video or this live to some of your friends. Also Australia, have to acknowledge our neighbors, Australia here, as well as the United States. So many logging in from California. Bula Vinaka, for those of you, and warm Pacific greetings, and aloha from Hawaii. So now with the scholarship that we are going to be talking about first, which is the US South Pacific Scholarship Program. One thing I found it interesting is that some of the scholarships are focused on some countries only. Which I think for those of you who are planning to apply for this scholarship, it's always important to find out, is my country included in this list? Yeah, so always remember to read between the lines. Sometimes you may be halfway through the application and you realize, oh, my nation is not included. Yeah, so it's always important to know, is my country included in this? Bulambula Vinaka from Marshall Islands. So I'm going to read out the name of the countries, right? The name of the countries that are included in this scholarship that is due next week, February 22nd. Okay, write it down in your calendar so you know that you have to submit your application before the 22nd. So the countries are Cook Islands, Fiji, Kiribati, Nauru, Niue, Papua New Guinea, Samoa, Solomon Islands, Tonga, Tuvalu, and Vanuatu. Okay, so those are the 11 nations that I would like you all to tag and share this video to anyone who are from these nations. Yeah, 11 nations to read what's online. Okay, Dr. Robert and Dr. Mary, they will be sharing some of the details of this scholarship in the next few minutes. So I just thought I highlight that, tag those people from those countries. Okay, I'm going to read it one more time. Okay, read it one more time and share to these friends of yours who are planning to study in these countries. One more time: Cook Islands, Fiji, Kiribati, Nauru, Niue, Papua New Guinea, Samoa, Solomon Islands, Tonga, Tuvalu, and Vanuatu. Okay, so on that note, I will pass it back to Dr. Mary if there's any other background information you want to share about the East-West Center or PIDP, and then I'll pass it over to Dr. Robert for the details of this particular scholarship that is due next week.
Thank you. And I want to thank Dr. Robert and our colleagues in the education program for extending the deadline in response to the catastrophe in Tonga, which has impacted much of our region. And I want to share that our colleagues in the professional development programs have since this decision was made and announced for USSP, they have decided in the professional development programs to extend the deadline for another program. This is not a scholarship program, not for academic degree. This is for the Pacific Islands Leadership Program with Taiwan. Similarly to USSP, there are only certain nations that can apply. So I put a link to that in the chat. So this is a Pacific Islands Leadership Program with Taiwan, coming out of the East-West Center's professional development programs. PIDP collaborates with professional development in similar ways that we collaborate with the education program. And so I think for some of you listening, both of these programs are excellent opportunities. As Dr. T said, we have many alumni. We have over 3,000 alumni in the Pacific alone, 68,000 across the globe, and they are quite a vibrant network. What I love about programs like the Pacific Islands Leadership Program, and which is funded by our wonderful allies in Taiwan, and I like the fact it's cohorted. I like the fact USSP is very small, so different cohorts that come in get to know each other and get to know the other students. The Pacific Islands Development Program tries to engage with all students from the Pacific in different venues and events and in different ways. So we have lots of what we call pathways to student engagement through internships, student employment, guided, mentored research. We're trying to create a research apprenticeship program. And so if you're working on a degree right now and you're interested in studying the Pacific, particularly around areas of regionalism, the CROP agencies, the councils of regional organizations of the Pacific, that are really looking at regional issues, COVID-19 impacts in the region, for example, or the government of Japan's plan to dump treated wastewater from the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant into the Pacific. Those discussions around these major topics that at a high level, but are multinational. If you're interested in that, we're also working with the CROP Women of the Wave. It's a women's empowerment network, a women's leadership network that all of the CROP agencies are supporting, and we're very excited about that. So if you're interested in women's issues or gender issues at large, I invite you to reach out and or watch PIDP on Facebook, Instagram. The Pacific Islands Development Program has social media sites. We also have, from the East West Center website, eastwestcenter.org, you can actually go to our events page. That's all the center-wide events, and you'll see a lot of events coming out of the education program. Dr. Moore can mention a few in a minute. And then events coming out of PIDP. And one in particular I'd like to mention is an event happening, just as an example, we have a series of events called Engendering Pacific Stories. And our first was in collaboration with the Women of the Wave, and it was, we featured Dame Meg Taylor, former Secretary General of PIFS. And that's a women's leadership series, and our Engendering Pacific Stories also included a webinar on Pacific Island artists. We have Pacific Islanders in Business, and this Thursday on February 17, Hawaii time Thursday, that'll be Friday for most of you at 1 p.m. I'm sorry, noon, 12 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. It's Engendering Pacific Stories, Men of the Land, and we will feature a Palauan artist, Anthony Watson, and a former professional athlete and entrepreneur, Danny Iteni Katoa. He is now working here in the area of agriculture and farming, trying to create a farm to help our Pacific Islanders get back to the land and better understand that part of our heritage. Danny Katoa and Anthony Watson, this Thursday Hawaii time at noon. But follow us on social media, and there again, follow East West Center for other events.
Yeah, so there you go. That's a good point, Dr. Mary. Yeah, for those of you who are watching us for the very first time, a good opportunity to follow some of the social media platforms, East West Center and Pacific Island Development Program. So that way you can be able to access some amazing webinars and, hearing also the different, knowing the different deadlines that are coming up for scholarships and fellowships and all this mentorship, yeah, that are available. So yeah, the more information you know, the better the decision, yeah, you will make. Some of us, maybe thinking, as I was saying before, sometimes we think, oh, I'm too old, yeah, to go to school. I always tell my friends, age is just a number. Yeah, so you'll keep learning until you leave this earth. So it's really important that, whatever opportunities that you grab, take it, do something with it. And if I can just say as well, when I came here as an exchange student from Fiji, it was through the University of the South Pacific. So thank you, Dr. Mary, for highlighting the fact that all these crop agencies, they also play this very important role to share the information, share the knowledge, across, the region. And if I could just, if I remember it very well, Dr. Robert and Dr. Mary, I actually heard that exchange program in one of my geography lectures. And so half of my friends, when they knew that I was coming to Hawaii, they were like, how did you know about this? I just told them, make sure you go to class. First step one, go to class. That way you will hear the announcement. So anyway, that's a really good thing. That time you have to go to the classroom, but this time you have the social media, right? Everyone has a smartphone now. You should never miss out on any of these amazing programs that East West Center and PIDP are putting out there, and also from the University of Hawaii. All right, so I will pass the microphone now to Dr. Robert to kickstart the sharing of the scholarship, the US South Pacific Scholarship. Or before you share that, is there anything else you want to say before you jump on the website to show us, or share a little bit more if you like?
Yeah, no, I look forward to sharing about the U.S. South Pacific Scholarship. It's our most generous scholarship program for students from South Pacific nations. But the eligibility is limited to the countries that you listed. For those tuning in who might be from other countries across the Pacific or Asia and mainland, we also have other scholarship programs. The Graduate Degree Fellowship is one. The Asian Development Bank Scholarship is another. These also cover tuition and fees and housing. Not all of them cover travel in the same way that the U.S. South Pacific does. But for those listening in who are interested to study at the University of Hawaii and participate in East West Center programs, all is not lost. There are scholarship opportunities that they may be eligible for.
Awesome. Yeah, so that's good to know. With those countries that I've mentioned, don't feel kind of like, oh, my country is not listed. Yeah. So Dr. Robert has just reassured us, if your country is not listed in the 11, if you go on the East West Center website right now, Dr. Mary is just putting in the link on the chat, you will see other opportunities. I understand Dr. Robert, last week I shared it to one of my friends in Fiji, and immediately she replied and said, Dr. Therese, I'm too old, for this scholarship. I told her, look, never to worry. Go on the website and see that there will be other opportunities for your age group. But also, since we are a little bit, we are young at heart, try and take that link and share it to your nieces and your nephews who are coming up. And she was like, oh, yes, thank you for reminding me. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, right? If you feel that you are maybe, in my category of my age, share it with the young ones that are coming up, those who are leaving high school, those who are in year 13, Form 7, yeah? Also for those who are still in high school, who are listening in today, right? This program will be for you as well. If you have another year to study, try and put it in your dream list, yeah? Put it in your vision board and say, 2024, I will be in Hawaii, yeah? And for you to reach that goal, you have steps to follow, right? You have the steps of your exams and also looking for other scholarships. And one of them is this one that Dr. Robert is going to share with us. Over to you, Dr. Robert.
All right, thank you. Yeah, and I really appreciate this chance to speak about it because as you mentioned, having a face to go with the program and having this more sort of interactive session makes it real in a way that just reading a website doesn't. Yeah, so I definitely encourage discussion and questions. So what I'll do first is describe what the scholarship covers, and then a little bit about the application process, and then can open it up. This is the U.S. South Pacific Scholarship Program is a comprehensive scholarship for students from those countries to study for either a bachelor's degree or a master's degree at the University of Hawaii, bachelor's degree at University of Hawaii in Hilo on the Big Island, or master's degree at the University of Hawaii at Manoa on Oahu. It covers tuition and fees to the university, housing in the residence hall, either the student residence halls in Hilo or the East West Center residence halls on Oahu. It covers a monthly stipend, so just a payment, a check that you get every month for living expenses, foods, clothing, incidental expenses. Right now, the amount is $600 per month before tax. I think it turns out to be around $420 to $450 after tax per month. It covers J1 visa sponsorship and health insurance and all the fees and process involved with getting the visa to come to the US. There's another monetary payment for settling in when you first arrive to help set up your dorm room. And there's an allowance every semester to cover textbooks that are required for study. And this extends also to online subscriptions or tools that are becoming increasingly prevalent in the more technological focused learning environments that we have now. The scholarship, and this is what sets it apart from the other East West Center scholarship programs, is that it also covers all the travel from your home station to the university, either on Oahu or the Big Island. So, and that's not just from the international airport in your country, it's from your home place, right? So if you have to make a domestic travel to get to the international airport, or if you have to travel to another country for your visa interview first, this scholarship covers all of those expenses. And then those are the kind of tangible provisions of the scholarship. The more experiential provisions are also very valuable and noteworthy. So in addition to studying at the University of Hawaii, you get to participate in East-West Center programming and events, and work with Dr. Mary on PIDP events. And the student community at the East-West Center is very international. It has students from the mainland and countries all over Asia and the Pacific, all living together and cooking together in shared kitchens and participating together in seminar programs and conferences. And so it's a very daily, internationally, culturally enriching kind of experience. The scholarship covers support for academic study. Depending on the applicant's academic backgrounds, if it's necessary to take supplemental or prerequisite courses, there's time built into the scholarship and funds that are allowed to go towards that, to build up to a place where the degree study can begin. Also, in the event that tutoring is needed during the study, this is also a provision of the scholarship. Also, a mentoring experience is provided during students' study. So a strong kind of personal connection is facilitated between scholarship participants and professionals in the region, who can help with career and personal and academic growth for the participants. Let's see. So all of that, to say that it's very exciting, and we have a very active engagement with students in this program. The doors of the East-West Center are open, and the programming is open. If you're still considering this opportunity, but perhaps you're not finished with high school yet, or you're finishing up a bachelor's degree, and you want to get a taste of what's going on, there are some elements of the East-West Center student experience and programming that are open to the public. One of these is a seminar series that's produced by students every semester called The Exchange. It brings professionals and performing artists from around the region together with the students. Right now it's on Zoom, so again, very accessible. And the speaker will share their own expertise, and the performer will share their culture and knowledge. And there's room for discussion and collaboration during these events as well. The link, let's see, I can put the link to this if you're interested to RSVP and learn more about the exchange programming. I'll put it in the chat here. So that's what the scholarship provides. The eligible fields of study so that you can apply to at the university include, are in general those that are relevant to talent development needs and challenges across the region, but this can be interpreted broadly. But some fields of study that have been particularly well received and studied and successful in the past are agriculture, business, communication and journalism, education, environmental studies, gender studies, political science, public administration, public health, fields in the STEM area, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, Pacific Island studies, and fields that are in any way relevant or connected with these. Fields that are not supported include aerospace engineering, architecture, law, and medicine. Architecture, law, and medicine are categorized as professional degrees, and so do not fall under the eligibility for USSP. If you're interested to apply, and I hope you may consider it either for this round or for following years, or for your friends or family, you can apply at the website. We use Submittable as a platform for managing applications. It's an electronic application form that has the short answer, contact data kind of information, name, where you're from, address, and so on. You can get this in the submittable. I can also available in the USSP website, which has been shared in the chat. You fill that out. It includes 3 open answer essay questions. One that we ask you to write about a brief autobiography, right? So include the important experiences in your past that have shaped your attitudes and outlook in your current moment. And then 2 essays where we ask you to think about your future, how about the field of study that you'll pursue at the University of Hawaii, and what you intend to, how you intend to apply that, in your own personal and professional and communities back home when after you complete your study. And then we ask about your own professional goals as well, right? And so I think you'll find with many scholarship programs that a big focus is going to be what you intend, how you intend to use this this experience and the knowledge that you're getting to help yourself and to help the people around you. So we're very interested to hear about your ideas about that. And so you'll find that on the application. In addition to the online form with the essays, you'll need to submit transcripts from your prior study. So if you're applying for a bachelor's degree, then high school transcripts up to Form 6, I believe. And if you have study beyond that, then you can include those as well, right? Any study that will be relevant to how you enter to your degree. If you're applying for the master's degree program, then you'll include your transcripts from your bachelor's degree study. And then we also ask for 3 letters of recommendation, from professional contacts, from prior teachers, from anybody who can speak intelligently about yourself, your potential as a student, and as an agent of change and development and improvement, in the future. Let's see. All those can be uploaded on the submittable website. You'll attach those as file attachments. Yeah. All right. And just to give you some maybe general advice, the thing that takes the most creativity in putting together your application is the essay. Yeah, and if you just speak authentically about the experiences that maybe have driven you to this point in your life, where you feel that study can be a really great thing for yourself and for your community, and then specifically in the future, things that you intend to do, what you believe, what you want to be. This is not a time to be humble. Yeah, this is a time to be ambitious and imaginative and creative, and to think the amazing opportunities that might come, optimistic. Yeah. So I will stop that here. I do want to briefly mention, so the deadline for applications for this USSP scholarship is next week, February 22nd. There's a separate scholarship that is brand new at the East-West Center. I'll put the link in. It's called the ProGov Fellowship. This is for master's degree study in business and law. The deadline for this is April 1st. So there's a little bit more time for that. If you have bachelor's degree already in finance or information systems or law, you may be eligible for this scholarship. And it has all the same provisions as the USSP, the travel, the housing, the tuition, and it's a 1-year program for 1-year masters. So with that, let me catch up with these links for the chat and can look at the questions.
So while you're looking at that, I'll just quickly share the page. I'll just quickly share it here on what it looks like. Yeah, does this look like? Yeah. Yeah, so for those of you who are logging in online, yeah, so Dr. Robert and Dr. Mary have shared the links, yeah, but I know some of you maybe from Kiribati, my friends from Kiribati, sometimes the internet drops off every now and then. So I'll do you a favor and show you what the website should look like. See, it looks like this, East-West Center, and there's a subheading there, education. And the one that is due next Tuesday, 22nd, it's this. Yeah, so it's on this page. So these are all the information that you need to look for. And they also have tips, tips for, what to do correctly on your online application. So there's a document that they've already included here. So you can actually have a look at it just to make sure that you have all the right information and things like that that you need to follow. So I just thought I'd share that. And then Dr. Robert, you can see some of their questions, and Dr. Mary too. See, there's an apply now. So if you are planning to apply, you don't have to go to any other page. It's already there. You just click and you go in, and it's got all the very important questions that you need to, for you to use to apply. To fill in those information, the essay, and all those visions that you need for yourself. So there you go. Over to you, Dr. Robert.
All right. Yes. So I scrolled up to I think maybe some of the comments in the chat are being hidden, but I'll address the ones that I can see. The first was whether those with current PhDs can apply. And the answer to that is no. If you already have a PhD, then you're overqualified for the USSP. It only covers bachelor and master's degree study. The next question, any age cutoff? And so I believe at present moment, the USSP does not have an age cutoff that I can see. The ProGov fellowship, the one for law and business, does. It's 23 to 35 years old. But USSP, I believe, is open to age. The age, let's see. I can find that out more specifically looking at some other documents, but I believe any age is eligible to apply for that. The next question is, on-campus 20-hour employment available as well to supplement monthly stipend? The answer is yes. Yes, USSP students are eligible to get on-campus jobs for income to supplement the stipend amounts. Let's see. Question about those working without academic qualifications. Yes, you're eligible to apply for the bachelor's degree. The master's degree does require a bachelor's degree as a prerequisite to apply, but if you're applying for the bachelor's degree program at University of Hawaii Hilo, then you do not need any prior academic university qualification. Do you have to convert to PDF the attachable files? I think so. This is a technical question. The submittable, the website with the application has more specific directions for that. For the official transcripts, I believe you upload a PDF version of those for the selection time, and then mail in the official sealed envelope version for prior to admission to the university. But that's not subject to the February 22nd deadline. Let's see. How many years does USSP scholarship cover? So it covers up to 5 years. As much time as it takes to finish the degree, up to 5 years. So typically the master's students will complete within 2 to 3 years, and the bachelor's degree students will complete in about 4 years. Sometimes sooner, particularly for those who come in with transfer credits from prior study, from University of South Pacific or University of Papua New Guinea or others. Let's see. Yeah, another question. If you haven't completed your bachelor's, you may apply to complete your bachelor's through the USSP scholarship program. You are eligible. Yeah, you can complete at University of Hawaii Hilo. And so that's related to the next question about transfer students. Yes, you are eligible. Yeah, so next question, do you have to go back to your home country to work after studying under USSP? And the answer is yes. The visa that you enter the US under is the J1 visa, which has the return work requirement after you finish. We do have students who can immediately start another level of study. Yeah, so if you finish your master's degree under USSP, you can apply to study for a PhD in the US. You would not be part of the USSP program at that point, but you would be able to stay in the US to finish your schooling, after which you would go back. Yes, so again, even older applicants who only have high school qualifications may apply for the bachelor's degree scholarship. And the percentage proportion allocated for selecting candidates. So there is not a quota for a certain amount from each island. The scholarship for this coming selection year will select 3 students to receive this scholarship, and they may be from any of the eligible countries or any combination of the eligible countries. You know, we look at circumstances and qualifications more so than specific, specifically where people come from.
And Dr. Robert, if I might share, we also, over the lifespan, the history of the scholarship program, we seek diversity and parity across the eligible countries. We also look for gender balance, rural and urban balance as well.
And then the question about, can you work in other South Pacific countries other than your home country? Well, certainly, that's a good question about, so I'm not sure how that applies to the visa. I know that you can't stay in the United States and work after you finished applying. I imagine, I know that you have to initially go back to your home country. That's, I mean, and as soon as your visa obligation is completed, you can work anywhere that, you know, according to the laws and regulations of the place. You can be working in South Pacific countries other than your home country now and apply and be eligible to apply. So that doesn't disqualify your eligibility if you don't happen to be working in your home country at the current moment. Yeah. Our next question, can you apply for programs that are not among the priority areas? Yes, you can. And we'll be looking at your essays to see how it's, you know, how it's relevant for the goals of the program. But you may apply for areas other than those that are listed. Yeah, so yes, only 3 scholarships for this year. It can fluctuate. There might be more available in coming years or less available in coming years. It depends on the funding source for that. But for this year, it's 3. And so specific question about how many units you may be eligible to apply for. And the answer to that will likely be available on the University of Hawaii at Hilo website. If there are caps to how many courses may be transferred over, that would be the limiting factor for how much time and how you may be able to complete at the university. Oh, right. If you wanted, so question about changing fields. In general, you may apply for a field that is different from a field that you may have qualifications for. I think that's one of, I think that's a good value of the kind of American system writ large, is that you're not necessarily tracked and limited in what you can study. Whether, if you have a master's degree in something and you want to apply for a bachelor's degree in something else, that your application may be treated as with less priority. I think I'm looking more for people who this is a first or initial opportunity to study, but it doesn't make you ineligible. Yeah, so it's one of the many factors that goes into the decision criteria. And if you have proof of experience in areas, but not academic study, right, then that's really helpful for your application, right? If you have certificates or have gone through sort of professional development programs in certain areas, but you want to study and get your diploma, right, get that official academic qualification, then those non-academic qualifications can be helpful for your university application here, for your scholarship application. Oh, there is no application fee for the USSP. You may apply. The USSP application also covers the any fee that might be imposed by the University of Hawaii. So the scholarship covers that. You don't have to worry about that. There's a question, clarification about those working in other countries and working in your own country. So again, where you may work after you finish your study in the US is a matter of visa law. And I can't speak to that right now. You would really have to check with the US visa laws and the visa laws in your own country. Yeah, if you are living and working in a country other than your own, but within the South Pacific, you're still eligible to apply. If you're living and working in the US, but you're a citizen of a South Pacific country, I believe you may apply, but again, it would perhaps put your application to the lower priority because again, we're looking at people to have perhaps an initial experience in the US. Yeah, question, you do not apply separately for admission to UH Hilo. The East-West Center helps to coordinate your university application with the material that we receive for your scholarship application. Yeah, and so a question about incomplete submissions. My advice to you, you know, if you've been affected perhaps by the eruption near Tonga, you know, you're having technical difficulties with submitting a complete application by the deadline. My advice would be to submit what you have by the deadline, and you know, perhaps include a note saying that this material is coming, it's been delayed, there are challenges. We're very forgiving for those kinds of circumstances. Yeah, but do submit what you have by the deadline, because the application portal itself, right, the technology itself will go offline after the deadline, right? So you won't be able to submit more, but you can supplement what you have submitted already through email and other kinds of communication. All right, I think that's the end of the questions. Can turn it back over.
Wow, there you go. See, for those of you listening in, what a wonderful Q&A session and information sharing, you know, to have Dr. Mary and Dr. Robert spending their time with us today. Aren't we blessed? Yeah, aren't we all fortunate that we're not just seeing their pictures on their website, but we're actually hearing their voices and seeing their beautiful faces on the screen. So again, encouraging you, for those of you who are wanting to apply for the USSP scholarship program, which is due on the 22nd of February, to, you know, continue what you're doing right now. Go online, read through all the application requirements, the transcripts. You know, I know in some, I think Fiji just started opening their schools again. So maybe it's about time it's Monday over there. If you don't have your transcript, you still have like a week, yeah, to call the Ministry of Education or the school if you have your academic transcript with them. And if you have a copy, make sure you keep it safe. Keep it in a folder, in an airtight plastic folder, so that it's not damaged, because I know there's a lot of hurricane and cyclone happening in the Pacific, so that it's dry and, you know, not damaged, you know, for you to send them over through the portal. Yeah. But yeah, Dr. Robert, for answering some of those questions that are coming through. But just remember, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to send through any other questions via the email that I have for Talanoa with Dr. T, and I'll be happy to facilitate your questions and send it over to Dr. Mary and Dr. Robert. Some of you have already gone into the website and you found Dr. Mary and Dr. Robert's detail, so their email is also there. Is that okay if they email you directly, Dr. Robert and Dr. Mary?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that's great.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, very good. Yeah. So, for many of you, wherever you're logging in from, we really appreciate the time you've taken away from your own work schedule or schooling. I know in Kiribati, there's some group of young students logging in right now. Thank you so much, Kirikara, for organizing it for the students in Kiribati to listen in. Some of your friends may have missed this Talanoa session, so tell them not to worry. I will download the video and I will put it in my YouTube channel, and I'll send the link to whoever has missed it, and they can be able to go through this Talanoa program again. So yeah, so don't be sad. Also, there's some more questions coming in. I will gather those questions and then I will send it off to Robert and Dr. Robert and Dr. Mary. Yeah, so maybe I'll pass this time back to Dr. Mary if you have any other comments to add on to what Dr. Robert has just shared, and then I'll go back to Robert as well. Mahalo.
Thank you so much. I dropped into the chat a link to the video that we began this session with. I know some of you joined us after that. I want to share that. That is a poem, a video poem. Each line was written by the students that you see there. Many of them are current or former USSP students and other Pacific Islander students here at the University of Hawaii and at some of our partner campuses as well. And so I invite you to join us in this journey, whatever journey you may be on, whether it's for a bachelor's or master's, PhD, or certification or training. We have many, many ways, many paths to professional and personal development, and ask you to invite you to consider the East-West Center and all of our programs. I also want to share that, our paths are really built on our common Blue Pacific principles, our shared belief in the primacy of people and relationships. So we look forward to developing relationships with each of you and the people and islands that you represent. And we, both Dr. Robert and I, pledge to work in service and partnership so that together we can all advance our collective vision of a region of peace, harmony, security, inclusion, and prosperity, so that all of us can lead free, healthy, and productive lives. Thank you so much, Dr. Therese, for giving us this time, and thank you, Dankaluna Siduus Maasi, Mahalo to all of you for joining us. Thank you.
Mahalo nui Dr. Mary for your kind words. So maybe for those of you who came late, I will close this session by playing it one more time. Such a beautiful, beautiful video of students. So we can be able to be blessed by it. Such beautiful words and performance by the students. Now I'll hand it over back to you, Dr. Robert.
Oh yeah, no, that was beautiful. And all I have to add is my agreement, affirmation, welcome, to the East-West Center and programming and community. And thanks for showing this interest and tuning in and allowing us to speak about this.
Okay, all right. See, so level to everyone who tuned in today. I was looking at the places where everyone was logging in from. So I think I noticed the Marshall Islands, yeah, Kiribati, the Cook Islands, Fiji, Australia, also in California. And if I may have missed your geographical location, for those of you who came in a bit late, please type in the place where you're logging in from. We're just taking note of the geographical location where you are connected from, And we're just also happy, to see so many of you asking questions and tagging your other friends. And I'm sure you're tagging all your other cousins. As we know in the Pacific, we all closely knit family. So I know some of you, connecting with all your cousins, and remind your cousins to fill in the application form. Yes, and Pakoa from beautiful Port Vila in Vanuatu. Wow, see? That's really, really awesome that all of us from the region be able to, meet here, and also from Aotearoa. I also noticed a few connecting in from New Zealand. So really, really good to have everybody here. And thanks for all of those who asked questions. As I was saying before, those who came in late and asking questions later on, I will gather them and then I will email it to Dr. Robert or Dr. Mary, or after we log off, I'm sure they will go back in and harvest some of your questions. I've also put in there my email. So my email is talanoa@gmail.com. So you're also welcome in the middle of the night this week. If you're filling in your form and you're feeling really flustered, just message me, and hopefully I can try and make some connections with some of you, particularly questions like transcripts and letters and essays, all those other technical things that you need to gather together. Your letters, I think I mentioned letters of recommendation, very, very important. So don't leave it to the last minute, because people who are going to write your letter will need time to write your letter. Okay, so you better talk to them now if you haven't spoken to anybody. So call them, email them, and tell them I'm applying for this scholarship, which is due on the 22nd of February, or you might apply for the one due on the 1st of April, Dr. Robert. There's one, the leadership program,
That's correct,
Okay, so for the leadership program, it's going to be due on the 1st of April, so you still have some time, but make sure you gather all those documents in advance, and try and go online on the portal and fill in the form before midnight of February 22nd. So that's the cutoff date, 22nd of February, Hawaii time. So remember, we, those of you connecting in from the other side of the deadline, you're 1 day ahead. We are 1 day behind. So just remember that. It's our time here in Hawaii. February 22nd, which will be 23rd, your date. So if you're gonna try to apply on the 23rd, is the portal is already closed. So between the three of us, we don't have the powers to open the portal. Well, I wish I have the superpower to open it. So the key is submit it before the deadline. Try and submit it on the 21st, on the 20th, on Sunday, just so you feel at ease. It is no rush to meet the deadline. Okay, so that's us for today. Vinaka level. Again, one more time from all of us here in Hawaii for joining in. We really, really appreciate it. And one more time, Mary, any lasting comments?
Mahalo. Thank you so much.
Oh, Vinaka, Dr. Mary and Dr. Robert. Any comments?
Oh yeah, no, just more thanks.
Okay, all right, awesome. So that's us from Hawaii today. As I said, I'm going to play the beautiful poetry that the students put together. When was it, Dr. Mary? Okay.
This was shown as the opening protocol for the 2021 Pacific Island Conference of Leaders, the 11th Pacific Island Conference of Leaders. So our leaders from 11 nations saw this gift, and it's a fitting way to end tonight. Thank you so much.
Yes, that is awesome. So we're going to watch it one more time. It is called Oceania, Unity in Diversity. So it's a welcome message for the 11th PICL, which is the organization or the group that met in 2021. So let's enjoy that and watch it together. Naka.
E ho mai ka ke mai luna mai e o nā mea una no e o nā mele e ho ike mai luna mai e. O nā mea una no e au o nā mele e ho mai, e ho mai, e ho mai e ho mai ka ike mai luna mai e. O nā mea una no e au o nā mele e ho mai, e ho mai, e ho mai e.
All kita custom mo culture belong imi round long Pacific. All it derive long one basis mo. Boy mi Pacific Ocean. Mo now emi identity belong imi.
Ground wara na sol wara emi strong bimi. Blow wanem emi save game kai kai na good president.
O utua a o ni tangata whaiwhaiwa, o ni tangata whaiwhatoanga. O le tause ina o lo whanua, a inga, nuu mai ka lesia, o vaenga umana e iloa i o au o se teine Samoa.
Nanda dui vanua kena ia umbula e nanda matani diva maringeti. E tundonu menda marroa e na kukunra na nanda kawa murimai.
Ke tau ngawe whakataha o puke puke e tau lea whakawhonua.
I am a Pacific Islander. I stand on the shoulders of warriors, chiefs, and protectors of my clan. I am born to defend my heritage.
Name, home, ancestor, and clan.
Let these be the stars that guide you throughout life's voyage, for no one can claim these from you.
Ia whaanu u tātou I te tau amuri e mea tia tauturu tātou te tahi I te tahi.
As individuals, we are waves. As a community, we are the ocean. Together, we are Oceania.
Okay, Vinaka Vakalevu. Thank you so much, everybody. And thank you for joining us today. And I'm sure we all learned something. I learned so much. So Vinakabakalevo, Dr. Mary, and thank you so much, Dr. Robert, for taking time away from your restful weekend. But I know giving back to our people is such a wonderful thing to do. And many of our friends logging in from around the region and around the world have really enjoyed listening to both of you in sharing your work at the East-West Center and the Pacific Island Development Program. So I'm saying goodbye now from the University of Hawaii Hilo. And I hope and I look forward that maybe sometime next month, I might invite our two colleagues again to share more of some of the fellowships and scholarships that will be due in the coming months. So I will say goodbye for now. Maybe I'll say see you later, or ahui ho. Manda, thank you. Thanks, Dr. Mary.
Aloha.
Aloha. Mahalo. Thanks, Dr. Robert. Yes. Wow. What a beautiful, beautiful Sunday afternoon for me. And I'm sure it's Monday on the other side of the world. But again, bidding you goodbye. And hopefully most of you will submit your application, so don't be shy. As I'm saying as well, we have our emails also on the website for Dr. Robert and Dr. Mary. And for me, you can inbox me on my messenger through Talanoa with Dr. T, or you can send me an email on talanoawithdrt@gmail.com. And also go and subscribe on my YouTube channel, because this video will be uploaded there, and you can also share that video to those who miss out today. Okay, and my YouTube name is same, Talanoa with Dr. T. Yeah, at Talanoa with Dr. T on YouTube. All right. So thank you so much. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye for now. Ahui ho.